Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we're taking a closer look at Royal Guard's Instant/build in Ragnarok M Classic. Instant/ or IS for short, has quickly become one of the strongest builds in the current meta. This because it scales with a wide range of stats, including physical attack, magic attack, attack speed, crit, and crit damage. If you missed my previous video where I showcased the IS build in solo PVE runs, you can find the video link below. This time we'll cover everything you need to know from stats, skills, Aesir runes, gears, cards, upgrades, and battle tips to help optimize your IS damage against boss monsters. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. First, let's look at the recommended stats. For attribute point distribution, start by maxing out both strength and int to boost your physical and magic attack since IS scales with both. Next, invest just enough Agi to hit 480% attack speed with the help of Awakening Potion, Agi Meal B, Inspiration, and Spirit Quicken self buffs. After that, put the remaining points into luck to increase your crit rate. As mentioned in my previous video, these are the main stats and damage modifiers that help maximize your IS damage. For Ignore Physical Death, you'll only need to reach 100% to completely ignore the defense of monsters in the current late game dungeons. It's very important to have a balanced distribution across these stats since focusing too much on a single stat can lead to diminishing returns. Up next, let's look at the recommended skill point allocation. For the Tier 1 Swordsman job, you can put points on Level 10 Taunt to provoke enemies, lowering their physical defense by 21%, Level 10 Endure to prevent getting flinch, Level 10 Increase recuperative power for HP regen, and Level 5 Bash as prerequisite for Magnum Break to convert IS into Fire Element and gain additional 20% physical attack. Just note that it only lasts for 10 seconds and it will remove the effect of elemental converters. For the Tier 2 Crusader job, allocate points on Level 10 Auto Guard for higher chance to parry, Level 10 Spear Mastery for increasing physical attack, Level 10 Spirit Quicken for boosting attack speed and crit rate, and Level 5 Cavalry Combat as prerequisite for Level 5 Cavalry Mastery for increasing damage to large size by 20% while mounted. For the Advanced Tier 2 Paladin job, the most important skill is Level 10 Retribution for additional 50 physical attack and 10% damage to undead and demon race monsters. As for the remaining points, feel free to allot them on any defensive skill. Personally, I go for Level 5 Bliss, Level 10 Faith, Level 5 Providence, and Level 10 Divine Protection. As for the peak breakthrough points, you can put 10 points on Retribution to increase neutral and holy damage by 10%, 10 points on Spear Mastery to further increase physical attack, and the remaining 10 points on Divine Protection for reducing poison, dark, and undead damage taken by 20%. For the Tier 3 Royal Guard job, prioritize leveling up these skills. Level 15 Spirit Thrust for additional 10% Ignore Death and 5% Pen, Level 10 Overbrand which serves as a foundation of IS damage, Level 3 Piety to turn your armor element into holy, Level 3 Battle Chant as prerequisite for Level 10 Inspiration which boosts all attributes by 10, hit by 100, and both physical and magic attack by 150. Level 3 Earth Drive as prerequisite for Level 15 Shield of Defense which grants 1 physical attack for every 12 physical def and 1 magic attack for every 6 M-def. And Level 1 Command of Charge for boosting movement speed. And for your master skills, start by putting 5 points on IS, 1 point on Honor Challenge, 1 point on Amulet Counter, and 5 points on Seize a Chance to boost the influence of attack speed, crit, and crit damage on IS damage. This would cost 37 million Zenny. After that, max out Seize a Chance to level 10 before maxing out IS. This would cost additional 106 million Zenny. If you have extra 28 million Zenny saved, you may opt to max out Amulet Counter to level 5 to increase the chances of triggering IS on the attacker after a successful auto guard. Up next for Aesir Monument, these are the most important nodes to activate. You have 7 points on Overbrand Enhance for boosting Overbrand's damage by 49%, 5 points on Ignore Death for 5% Ignore Death, 7 points on Holy Damage, and 4 points on Piety Fate for boosting own holy damage by 15%, 5 points on Inspiration Blessing for additional 50 physical and magic attack, 3 points on Spear Mastery, and 7 points on Retribution Empower for extra physical attack, 2 points on neutral damage, 3 points each on Strength and Int, and finally just activate all physical attack, magic attack, hit, physical def, and M-def nodes. Take note that this only includes nodes which can affect IS damage. Feel free to activate other nodes which can improve your survivability. Up next is dive into the recommended equipment set and cards. First, for weapons, Spearfish Pike Star would be the best choice. It doesn't just boost important stats like physical attack, magic attack, and attack speed, but it also directly increases your overbrand damage multiplier. Aim for a Morale 4th enchant for boosting Ignore Physical Def, and reset the 3rd attribute to a high PDI roll. As for weapon cards, the two must-haves are Drake Star card and Minora's card to boost your damage to large-sized monsters. This also helps you activate the Minora's card deposit effect in the handbook, granting an additional 20% Ignore Def. However, if you already have more than 50% damage to large size, even with just one card, feel free to swap the second card that grants a damage modifier you're lacking. For offhand, the best in slot is a Tier 8 Shield of Naga, as it directly enhances your overbrand damage. Refining it to plus 15 is a top priority, as it grants a total of 12% magic attack, 8% physical attack, and 400% overbrand skill multiplier. Aim for Armor Breaking 4th enchant for additional penetration, and reset the 3rd attribute to a high PDI roll. As for the offhand card, the best pick is an Alistar card for boosting your damage to MVP by 15%. Alternatives include a Felicia Star card, Meryl Roland's card, or Anubis Star card. For armor, go for Staunch Armor Star, as it directly increases overbrand damage by 10% while granting a generous amount of physical attack, magic attack, and PDI with higher refined level. Aim for Morale 4th enchant and reset the 3rd attribute to a high PDI roll. As for armor card, choose any of these according to the MVP's attributes. Munich Star card is also a great option if you're lacking Ignore Physical Def. For garment, I recommend a plus 12 or higher Tier 4 Ancient Cape for increasing both Ignore Physical Def and attack. For early game, the Adventure Master Cloak with Ignore Physical Def stat is a good budget option. Aim for a high PDI enchantment and inlay a Dullahan card to boost overbrand damage by 10%. For footgear, go for a plus 12 or higher Tier 4 Rune Boots to boost both physical and magic attack by 7% and healing received by 30%. Aim for a high PDI enchantment and inlay a Moonlight Flower Star card to help reposition easily and dodge AoE attacks. But since Moonlight Flower is too rare and expensive, alternatives include Time Holder Star card if doing AAIS, Full Player card, or Familiar Star card. For accessories, look for anything with Sharp Blade 4th enchant and high PDI. My top picks are Fire Ninja Shinobi's Belt, Black Cat Brooch, Staunch Ring, and Powerful Ring. If you still need more Ignore Def, the Adventure Master Necklace with Ignore Def stat is a good budget option. For accessory cards, use any of the following damage to element or race modifiers depending on your target. But if none are applicable, you can just use a Valkyrie Wrath Greasy card, Greatest General card if doing AAIS, or any of the following cards. For headwear, here are my top picks for each slot. For head, use a high refined White Knight helm for a huge boost to MVP damage. Other options are Rudolph's Horn, plus 10 Helmet of Orc Hero, or plus 10 Glacier's Power if lacking damage to large size. Aim for Zeal 4th enchant if you're going AAIS. As for headwear cards, Walter card is the best in slot if doing skill IS. Other options are a Humbla card for increasing pen, or Andre Star card for increasing pen and Ignore Def. In Oracle, Orc Hero card is very useful to avoid stun. For face, a high refined Mr. Scream would be the best all-around option. Aim for Morale 4th enchant and reset the 3rd attribute to a high PDI roll. For mouth, use Bone and Mouth for extra pen, or Night Silence with Zeal 4th enchant if doing AAIS. For back, the Nebelian Star from the Limited Skin Shop is my top pick. It gives 5% PEM and has a chance to gain 200 physical attack for 10 seconds when attacking. Aim for Morale 4th enchant and reset the 3rd attribute to any of these stats. Other options include Round Face Tony or Terrible Tornado if doing skill IS, Gold Christmas Belt if you have Aspersia buff, or Devil Wing for boosting physical damage. And lastly, for tail, I suggest using White Flame for damage to MVP, Ice Crystal Pouring for pen, or Sea Soul's Tail for elemental damage. You may also switch to the following tail items based on the target monster's attribute. Aim for Sharp Blade 4th enchant with high PDI. Finally, don't forget to max out your equipment's enhancements. They provide a huge boost to raw physical attack, magic attack, physical def, and MDef, which all help in maximizing your IS damage. Up next, here are the other upgrades that you can invest in to further boost your damage. For guild buffs, prioritize maxing out your combat and wise blessings first, as they directly increase your offensive power. Then level up your survive and rest blessings for additional physical and magic defense. As for praying cards, prioritize physical pen, ignore physical def, physical attack, magic attack, neutral damage, and crit damage for attack cards. Then raise your fire, holy, water, wind, and earth damage for element cards. For equipment memory, make sure to max them out to level 30 for increasing raw attack and defense. Select the following preferred stats from the attack and special word pools, which help boost your IS damage. For pets, get a Drill Trish, Moonlight Flower, or Mistletoe pet for boosting penetration. But for solo runs, it's better to get an Aboon or Osiris pet for their resurrection skill. For multi-drop, unlocking all classes is highly beneficial for the IS build. You'll need Strength for physical attack, Int for magic attack and MDef, Agi for attack speed, Luck for crit, Bid for physical def, and Dex for hit. And for Adventure Handbook, just focus on collecting items and achievements that grant physical attack, magic attack, physical def, and MDef when unlocked or deposited. These stats add up significantly over time and will noticeably boost your IS damage. Finally, let's go over some battle tips for using the IS build effectively. First, make sure all these buffs are included and prepare for Elite, Endurance, Spear Quicken, Auto Guard, and Inspiration. You can also put the Tension Relax Aesir skill for enhancing HP regen and healing received. Then place the following skills on your manual and auto skill bars. Use Auto Attack if you're stacking AA damage bonuses, or the IS skill if you're stacking skill damage bonuses. Once you're all set, use the following consumables that boost your damage, such as Mill Bees, Food Buffs, Awakening Potion, Elemental Converters, and Alloys. Take note that Spearfish Spike Star is a spear weapon, so you'll only need to pop a Precision Stone against small and medium-sized monsters. Before initiating combat, cast Prepare for Elite to activate all self buffs at once. Then follow up with Command of Charge to boost your movement speed before charging to the boss. After that, just turn on your auto and let IS do its thing. If receiving elemental damage, you may cast Piety to turn your armor into Holy. Just make sure you have holy water in your inventory. And there you have it, that's my Royal Guard IS build guide for PVE. Hopefully this video has helped you in optimizing your IS build's performance in boss hunting and clearing instances. Will you be investing in the IS build? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.